He lives the story. I got to know him. We become friends.
Okay, so there's a thinking concept called, which we're going to just start writing over here, and it's something that most people, there's two mindsets people have. So one is called a closed mindset, and the other one is called what's called a growth mindset. Okay, growth mindset, usually people are very open to opportunities like yourself. People take action, people do the work that's required. When it comes to closed mindset, this is usually people who are very little bit negative Nancy's. Sorry, Nancy, if you're in the room. But we have that negative Nancy and skeptical Slater in the UK. Now, so people who are usually skeptical and negative, do you think that they create lots of success? No. And most people that you meet in life, do you think, honestly, can you guys be honest here? Yes? All right, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm going to be raw and transparent, vulnerable. Some of you be like, I don't like that guy. Some of you guys, I like that guy. So regardless, have you met people who are closed-minded and negative? Yes. Do you think that it drains your energy or it energizes you? Drains your energy, right? And even when you become successful, do you think you attract that? Hell yeah. Right, I thought, man, when I become rich, suddenly everyone around me is going to be happy. Now I have rich, very friends who are always angry and frustrated. And I thought, So early on, I realized a couple of things which, again, I'm going to share with you, closed mindset. And here, everyone here, I expect you to have an open growth mindset. Does this make sense? Some of the things I'm going to share with you, you ain't going to like me. I can tell Sandra, she's already like, nah, I don't like that guy. That's Sandra.
I like you.
Thank you, darling. I'm paying you $10 for that afterwards. But bottom line is this. Some of the things I want to share with you, you ain't going to like it. Why? Because it will challenge your thinking. Just like in 2009, I go to an event like this. And I come to an event, and I'm from East London. Anyone from London? Oh dear. Anyone been to London?
Yes.
All right, just this group. All right. Step 1, you make lots of money. Step 2, come to London. Okay. And I do my premium level events, TMS, and the masterminds in London in my hometown. So one day I get one of these advertisements. And at that time, I was what's called a very skeptical person. Because my dad taught me. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, son. You stay away. Be a good child. Go to school, college, university, get a degree, and get a job, and become obviously I'm Asian, brown people, become a doctor, engineer, or a lawyer. I thought to myself, no, Dad, investment banking sounds like I can get rich quick. I'm going to become an investment banker. So I go to university for 2 years. Anyone been to university? Anyone got a degree? Okay, how's that working out for you guys? So. That guy's starting to cry already. Don't worry. Mohammed, I am here. My team is here. World Academy is here. So I go to one of these events, and I'm right at the back of the room. And everyone is sitting down. They're so excited. I'm like, this is a scam. My dad said not to believe anyone. And all these, these guys come out. They're really polished. They have perfect teeth, and they look perfect. Most of them, actually all of them were from America. One was called Dr. Mike, another one was called Stephen Pierce. There's all of these guys, and they just look so perfect, and they talk so polished, not as polished as me. And I thought to myself, wow, but I didn't resonate with them. And suddenly this one Indian guy gets on, called Saj. And he gets on, and he talks about how he grew up in a place called East London, same place where I grew up, and he became a multi-millionaire in his mid-20s. And suddenly I looked at that and I thought, who would be inspired if they hear good stories? Anyone? Me, I wasn't inspired. I was what's called, Kasha said not to swear, sorry. I'm trying so hard. I was pissed off. Okay, excuse my language. She said, Shaq, we're back in Montreal. We love Montreal. They love us. Please. So I will work on it. And I thought to myself, what the heck did my parents teach me? Why did they keep telling me, go to school, go to college, go to university, where this guy, and he said he had a similar story to mine, because he dropped out of university as well. And he was, just a normal guy just like me. And, everyone else was suited and tie. And I said to myself, wow, if that guy can do it, I need to learn what that guy is doing. Does this make sense? Yes. And so most of the time in our lives, who do we learn from? The wrong people. Now, that guy's saying my parents are wrong. No, your parents aren't wrong. Your parents and your family love you. That's the problem. So they don't want to hurt your feelings. Does that make sense? And we need people to come in and tell us, hey, you've done X, Y, Z. It hasn't worked out. That's the old model of reality, and you need to shift your thinking. Are you guys with me so far? And so I come home, and at the time, I found this horrendous picture of me. When I was growing, I was big, fat, I was really obese. I didn't have a lot of confidence, and I wasn't certainly as charming as I am today, okay? Kasha thinks I'm not charming. So she thinks Sean is more charming. We always have this battle. But anyway, he has more muscles for me, that's for sure. But I always say, listen, I came into that environment and my head was opened up. I was a big, excited kid. Not sure what's going on here. And I went home and I told everyone, I'm going to become a millionaire. And what do you think happened? They all laughed. My dad said, son, I need to speak to you. You're about to join a cult. I said, what do you mean cult? I said, son, let me explain to you how you make money. You work hard, you work 20 years, you save up the money, then you buy a property. That's what father did. I said, Dad, you didn't do that. You were an entrepreneur. He said, but I got lucky. You ain't going to get lucky. He was what's called being very supportive. Okay, Dad, if you're watching this, I love you dearly. So I get in the car and he says, son, I got to tell you, I don't think the internet is going to last very long. I said, what do you mean? He says, the internet is going to go. It's going to fizzle out. I said, where? He says, I don't know. It's just going to go away. These things are called fads. Do you think the internet is a fad? No. What's the number one website in the world? Facebook, Google, YouTube. Okay, that's 3. Now let me ask you, do you think those websites are growing and growing and growing? Yeah. Before, who remembers the Nokia mobile phone black and white version? Anyone? Yeah? And there was one game called Snake. He remembers. And now you look at computers and phones and you see kids on phones. There's only one way technology is going, up. And if you ain't going to capitalize, you're going to lose out. Yes or no? Yes. And you are going to lose out with your family. Yes or no? So now I'm going to share with you over these 3 days, I'm going to share with you what's working for us. I'm going to educate you on how you can start your business. That's how powerful the stuff is. Sean is going to be teaching over these 3 days, and I want you to keep an open mind so that you can grow. Does this make sense? And when you see certain things and then you feel like, wow, I don't know if I can do that, here's what I want you to do. The term is called suspending disbelief. Suspending your disbelief. Most people, when I tell them that they can go and generate 6 figures or 7 figures on the internet, do you know what happens? There's a little monkey inside all of us. Yes or no? Yes. And that monkey says, this is too good to be true. This ain't going to work. This weekend, your whole life, you've lived according to your rules. This weekend, just come and live in our world. Is that okay with you guys? Right. Okay, God bless me that I am very grateful and very blessed I coined this term in La La Land. Okay, that doesn't mean my life is perfect. It just means I live in a very different state than most people. And I call that La La Land. Who would like to join me in La La Land? Say, I want to join La La Land. All right, and we're also going to have some fun. Is that okay with you guys? Who knows people who are very rich and very boring? Anyone? I have a friend, he made over $100 million. I go up to him, I say, hey, what happened here? He says, what do you mean? I said, this was just, you don't smile anymore? He says, don't talk to me, don't make jokes. So now I'm like, I sit with him and I'm like, he has all this money, but he doesn't smile and joke around. So I learned early on, after traveling, I traveled to about 100 different places now. It's very simple. Life is way too short. And you got to make sure that every single day you're capitalizing and you're growing. Okay, most people, they are dying. Most people are always going to be in a closed mindset. Why? Because some negative thing has happened to them, something didn't work out, and they take that and they try to move forward. It's like trying to move forward, but you have weights stuck on your back. Does that make sense? And soon what happens, you go from like this, and you're like this, and then you just give up. And most people, they die before they actually die. Does that make sense? And when I share these things, please understand, it's not arrogance, so I don't think I'm better than anyone else. Honestly, I'm not. I'm a slave of God, and I've traveled and I've gone through not enough, I need to go through more spiritual experiences to know that we are just human beings living temporarily in this world. So I don't ever think I'm better than anyone. I just know I've learned a few things that most people don't know. And most people have not learned. Because most people have not done what I have done. Does that make sense? So I go home and the first thing I do is I tell my mom, because obviously moms believe in you. And my mom believed in me, yo. She looked at me and she said, son, you do whatever you want. God bless you. And listen, I got to tell you. I'm like, Mom, what is it? And I remember we got this big red sofa in her house. So she's sitting there and she looks at me and she says, just remember the one thing. I'm like, Mom, what is that one thing? She said, we are Bangladeshi, so Asian. She's like, we are Asian people. If you don't have a degree, no girl is going to marry you. I said, Mom, I'm going to be a millionaire. Yeah, no one cares about money these days. Mom. So, God bless my mother. And with the parents' blessings, my father, he did come round. A lot of the times you will make decisions and people around you ain't going to support you, even if you get results. I remember the day, I realized my father is a property developer. Do we have any property developers here? Property developers, people that buy and sell property?
You mean real estate agents?
Real estate agents. Okay, 1, 2, okay, maybe 2 or 3. So my father does, buying and selling property, and he taught me certain concepts early on. So I was about 19, 20 years old. I get introduced to this industry, and I think to myself, I'm just going to give up my whole life, all of my friends, which I did, every single thing I enjoyed, hanging out with girls, going to movies, and I locked myself up for about 12 months. 7 days a week, I literally slept with my laptop. And I buried myself into $45,000 worth of debt. And the reason I tell you this is because I had the wrong mindset. Okay, I had what's called a closed mindset. Even I told everyone, oh, no, I have a growth mindset. I had what's called a big ego with a small bank account. Does that make sense? Now, although I don't have a PhD or a BSc, God bless me, I have what's called an MBA. What does MBA stand for? No, massive bank account. Sean didn't teach you guys this. I have to talk to this.